Hi guys, Tasha here from Stardust Gold Crochet. Welcome to the Fleur-de-lis stitch headband tutorial, also known as the Aria Headband. I wanted to give it a shorter name so it was a little simpler to remember. Hope you guys are doing great, and I'm going to go through the materials you need to work this headband. And there's also a full video tutorial for just this fleur-de-lis stitch. I'll put a link down there in the description, and it's also on my blog, so you can go ahead and use this stitch in anything you want, and it's a great stitch to learn. So what you'll need for this project is a 5mm H crochet hook, a darning needle. If you want to use a stitch marker, you can, and you'll also need a pair of scissors. And for this project, I'm using Shipis Stonewashed XL, and this is a great yarn. It's a 4-weight. So you can use any 4-weight yarn you want to use, and as long as you meet the gauge, and you'll be good. So we're going to start off doing a foundation single crochet row, working in multiples of 5 and add 1. If you do a chain, it's going to be slightly different. So you would do chain any multiples of 5 plus 1 and then add 1 extra chain, if you don't know how to do a foundation single crochet. But we're going to go ahead and do one of those right now, and I'll show you. So for a foundation single crochet, you're going to create a slip knot, however you like to create slip knots. Then you're going to chain 2. You're going to work into the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through that first loop. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. When you do your second one, that's what's most important. You're going to go back into the chains at the bottom. So you're going to go through both of those 2 chains, grab your yarn, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 1. So you'll have 2 loops. Grab those chains right there so you don't lose them, and then yarn over and pull through. Those are your foundation single crochets. You're going to work 76 of those for this headband. And I'll do one more. Yarn over and pull through the first one, grab onto those little guys, yarn over and pull through like that. So when you have 76, you can go ahead and pause the video. When you have 76, come back and we'll start doing the headband. I'm going to go ahead and use a chain of 30. Foundation single crochet of 30 plus, and I added 1. So I have 31 total here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to join these ends together because we're going to be working in the round. So the way I like to join is to just bring the 2 ends with the bottom down together. Make sure that there's no twists. And then I insert my hook into the top 2 loops of the first stitch. Go ahead and bring my little side up there and do a slip stitch through like that. And because we're using that first stitch to join, you have to remember that you're going to actually work into that first stitch. So I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to start our first row, or actually row 2, because our foundation single crochet row, it was row 1. So we're going to chain 1, we're going to single crochet 2, and we're going to start in that very first stitch that we began with. And then do another single crochet. Then we're going to chain 3. We're going to skip 2 down here, 1, 2, and then we're going to single crochet into the next 3. And that's going to repeat from chaining 3, skip 2, and then single crochet 3 until you come to the other end. So we're going to chain 3, skip 2, and single crochet 3. and repeat that around. So we come up to the end here, and we're going to have our chain 3 there. Our skip 2 is going to end our repeat, and we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches of the round. Then we're going to join, and you can join into the chain or into the stitch. I would join into the chain as a recommendation. It leaves a better seam. So we're going to chain 1 here, we're going to turn, and we're going to do a half double crochet into the same as into the very first stitch here. So if you're going to kind of turn it around and follow that stitch around, so you know you're working into the same stitch and not the actual join itself. Right there. So we're going to do a half double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip 1 stitch, and then we're going to do a pineapple stitch, a single crochet, and a pineapple stitch into the chain 3 space, which is right here. So let's repeat that over again. We're going to half double crochet, we're going to chain 1, work it over again. So we're going to do 1 half double crochet, chain 1, skip this stitch, and then work a pineapple, single crochet, and pineapple into the next. The pineapple stitch that we're using for this is you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull it up, yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull it up. One more time. Then once you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on your hook, 7 total, you're going to yarn over, pull through all 6, then yarn over and pull through the rest. And there you've made 1 pineapple stitch. And then single crochet into the same. And then we're going to do 1 more pineapple. So it's 1, 2, and 3. I've heard some people call these yarn eaters, pineapples. They kind of are yarn eaters, but they're so cute. They're cute yarn eaters. So once we do that, we're going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and then half double crochet into the next. After the half double crochet, to end the repeat, you're going to chain 1 and then skip 1, which is this one here. And then we're going to start the repeat over again with the pineapple stitch, single crochet, and pineapple into the chain 3 space. So you repeat that around until you reach the other side, and go ahead and pause the video, and then I'll meet you on the other side. When you finish your last pineapple, we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and work a half double crochet into the very last stitch. And then we're going to join, and at the beginning of the round we had a half double crochet here, and we joined into the chain, so we're going to do the joining into the chain again. And it might be really small and tiny to find, but you get it. Creates just a little bit of a better join. So for row 4, we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and then you can flip this inside out if it helps your work. So the beginning, we're going to work a half double crochet into the first half double crochet, and actually I think I just worked that into the chain. So work the half double crochet into the first half double crochet like that, and then we're going to half double crochet into the chain 1 space, half double crochet into the top of the pineapple stitch, then we're going to work a pineapple into the single crochet that's in between the 2 pineapple stitches from the previous round. Then we're going to half double crochet into the next pineapple, Basically this round is half double crochets, but it's your stitch placement, so you're going to be placing them in different places, of course. And then half double crochet into the next chain space, which is right here. And you don't have to crochet into the top of the stitch, you can go around into the chain space. Then half double crochet into the next half double, which is right here between these two. And that's where your repeat is going to start over again. So you're going to repeat by starting a half double crochet into the chain one space. You're going to half double crochet into the top of the pineapple stitch, half double, or do a pineapple into the center of the two pineapples from the previous round, and then do a half double into the next pineapple stitch, half double into the chain space, and half double into the previous half double, and half double into the chain space again, and you just keep going around like that until you reach the beginning. So go ahead, pause the video, and I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so this is the very end of the round. We've come up to the very end, and I did my half double into the pineapple stitch. I'm going to work my half double into the chain space, and then one last half double into the last half double of the round. So that, again, we're going to join into the chain. Oop, that didn't quite work. Joining into the chain can be cumbersome at times because it's, you kind of wonder, oh, where is my stitch and where is my chain? Well, there's my stitch, so I'm going to go in right below that. Doesn't have to be perfect ever. Unless you're a perfectionist, but I'm a little more laid back than that. So once we do our row 4 and ended up with our chain, we're going to do another chain 1, and we're going to turn, and we're going to work single crochet 2 together. And again, you can flip this out, it makes you feel better. So we're going to single crochet in each stitch across, but we're going to do a single crochet together, 2 together in every 5th stitch. So we're going to do 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to single crochet 2 together in the 5th and the 6th stitch. So a single crochet 2 together, if you're not familiar with it, what you're doing is you're stitching 2 stitches together. So you insert your hook into the first, grab your yarn, pull it through, insert. So normally you would yarn over and pull through both, but we're just going to go ahead and insert into the next one and do the same thing. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook. When you yarn over and draw it all together, you're making 2 stitches turn into 1. So then we're going to do this again. We're going to do 4 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a single crochet 2 together in the 5th and 6th stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then single crochet 2 together. Okay, so keep working around, and you can pause the video. I've reached the end, and I have 1 more stitch left, so I'm going to do my 1 last single crochet into there, and then I'm going to join into the chain. And you can see how the joining into the chain leaves a pretty seamless seam, which is nice. So when you're finished doing this, you're going to start working rows 2 to 5 one more time, and then you'll be finished. So you go ahead, you work rows 2 to 5. Row 2 is the one with the chain space, 3 is the pineapples, 4 is the second pineapple, and then 5 is the single crochet row with single crochet 2 together, so it draws it in. And that's it. Once you're finished with that, you're going to weave in all your tails. Then you're going to go back to the beginning here and join the foundation single crochet row together so it becomes seamless. And you'll have your pretty fleur-de-lis stitch headband, also known as the Aria headband. Okay guys, if you have any questions about this pattern, leave them below or head on over to the blog. The full written pattern will be on the blog along with this video, and also tons of other free patterns and stitch tutorials. So check those out, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, say hi. Hope you guys are doing good in coronavirus. Also, I just recently opened my shop. I have autoimmune issues, like some of you know. So I created a shirt about wearing a mask. Yes, thank you guys for everything, and thanks for being here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Happy crocheting.